We are currently in the period of time known as Sfiras HaOmer. Sfiras HaOmer is the 49 days that are counted between the holiday of Pesach and the holiday of Shavuos, and this is really known as a time for one to develop, to work on oneself in anticipation of the acquiring of Torah, accepting the Torah on the holiday of Shavuos. And just like the Jewish people when they were led out of Mitzrayim, when we were led out of Egypt as a nation, took this period of time to develop ourselves over 7 weeks, to prepare ourselves spiritually for accepting the Torah. Our rabbis teach us that in every generation, in every year, we do so again, because we receive the Torah just like we're receiving it for the first time. We need to build up and make the excitement that we feel as if we are getting a present for the very first time. Just imagine how a child feels when they've wanted a toy for so very long, and finally their parent says, I'm going to take you to the store a week from today in order to buy you that toy. So the child, every morning when they wake up, they think to themselves, oh, today is Monday, today is Tuesday, today is Wednesday. On Friday, I'm going to the store. And they think to themselves, how much time until we get to the store? And they're so excited when they finally get to the store. And they take the toy off of the shelf and they bring it to the cashier. And the parent is about to pay for it. And finally, when they get into the car, they can open the toy. They're ecstatic with excitement. So too the Jewish people, so too us. On a different level, of course. We're supposed to build up that sense of excitement to accepting the Torah. It's not always so simple. How do we do so? This week we begin Sefer Bamidbar. Sefer Bamidbar is called Bamidbar after the Parsha, the first Parsha, which is Bamidbar, talks about the trials and tribulations throughout the Sefer of the Jewish people during our sojourn in the desert. The word Bamidbar means desert, but stands for so much more. We're told that the way in which a person acquires Torah is by working for it, by working hard, by being dedicated. And Chazal, the Medrash, explains to us that Torah is like Eshu Mayim, like fire and water. Just like when the Torah was given on Har Sinai, it was given through Esh, through fire and through water, so too the Jewish people should recognize that just as fire and water are free, so too the Torah is free. I remember when they first started to have bottled water, some people would complain and say, how could you possibly sell something which is free? Of course, now water itself isn't free from the tap either anymore, but at least in public places they are. Or if you walk and see a stream, the water is free. Just like that water is free, just like fire is free. Anyone can make a fire. There's no charge to make a fire, albeit you have to have wood in order to make a fire, but anyone can make it. So just like they are free, so too the acquisition, the ability to learn Torah, to invest oneself in Torah, and to acquire Torah is also free. But Midbar is very significant, because a midbar, a desert, is also free. When a person walks into a desert, that's area where the property doesn't belong to any individual. They can encamp, they can just sit themselves down. So the Medrash says, just like a midbar, just like a desert is free, no one owns it, so too the Torah is free. There's no charge to learn Torah. It's hefker. It's open to anyone. Any Jew who wants to learn Torah has the ability to do so. And in our generation, that is the case more than any other generation before us. Anywhere on the internet, any books, there are so many possibilities to listen to a shiur, to go to YU Torah, to pick up any website that has a significant amount of Torah on it, and make time for ourselves to learn Torah on any level that we are on. And finally, the connection with Midbar is not only about the idea of Torah being free, but also about the idea of how we spend our time learning Torah. In order for a person to really acquire Torah, to really understand what the breadth and the excitement and the feeling of learning Torah really is, we have to make ourselves free like a midbar, like a desert. And what that means is that we have to set time aside each day to dedicate to ourselves to learning Torah, to increasing our knowledge in Torah. And when I say setting aside time, that means not doing anything else. That means there's a period of time that I take every day, or that we take every day, and say, this half an hour is going to be dedicated out of all of my 24 hours every day to learning Torah. And that 24 hours, that half an hour is going to be a period of time in which I don't look at my cell phone, and I don't check my email, and I don't take any phone calls, and I go and put myself in a room where no one is going to bother me, and I just spend that time dedicated to Torah. And that is something that, it's not an option. It's something we're required to do. Not if we're young And not if we're middle-aged, not if we're old, but all of us. Every Jew is required to make time to learn Torah, regardless of how busy our lives may be. 24 hours in a day, there's a little bit of time that we can make to really give a sense of life and excitement as we lead up to the period of Shavuos, to understand what it is that we're accepting. Shavuos is not just about cheesecake. It's not just about ice cream. It's not about food. Shavuos is about creating a spiritual connection with God and with Judaism. And the way that we create that connection is by appreciating the value of what it is that God has given us. He's given us a guide to life. And to really understand and grasp that guide, we need to make sure that we spend time learning it. Let us be zoche that as the midbar, as we go through this sefer, that we are all able to set aside time, make ourselves like a midbar, make ourselves into an empty desert, so that we can dedicate ourselves to Torah and to Hashem. Thank you and good Shabbat.